What's up, guys? How's it going? I want to go ahead and recap the water cut. It started at 210 pounds and it ended 180.4. 30 pounds. It was about 12 days total for the cut. I'm gonna go over just the water cut though. I'm not gonna do crazy nutrition because everybody's nutrition is gonna be a little bit different depending if you're doing a 5-pound cut, 10-pound cut, 20-pound cut. Wherever your cut is, the nutrition is gonna be a little different. I'm just gonna go over the water cut. Now the water cut's usually good for, depending on the person and their body. Brad had just did one. He was 260 something and he made 264, I think he started at, and he ended at 242. So it depends on where you're at, obviously, and how big or small you are and how much water you have to lose. But here's gonna be the most efficient way to do the water cut. I have a wrote down here. My handwriting's obviously not that great, so I'm just gonna go over it with you guys. You're gonna start on Saturday, so 1 week out from the actual meet. You're gonna start by taking in 3 gallons of regular spring water, just regular water, 3 gallons of water, and roughly 5 grams of sodium. It's a lot of sodium. If you have a good diet, at least, that's a lot of sodium. You're gonna take in roughly 5 grams of sodium. Now, if you're a little high or a little low, that's gonna be okay. Sunday, 3 gallons of water, 4 grams of sodium. Why are we taking in so much sodium with the water? That's just holding on to the water, right? Yes, correct. That's what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do to our body is we're manipulating it. We're trying to get our body to hold as much water as it possibly can while still flowing the water, by still peeing, obviously, by still getting rid of the water, but holding on as much as we can. So you might actually gain a little bit of weight throughout the water manipulation process, but just trust the process. On Monday, another 3 gallons of regular spring water, whatever kind of water, and roughly 2 to 3 grams of sodium. Again, usually my sodium just comes from like seasoning. I'll be seasoning like my chickens. I was over season it. I'll do Sriracha or Red Hot. That's usually where most of my sodium comes from. Tuesday, 3 gallons of water. Did I say Tuesday yet? No. Okay, let's go Tuesday anyways. Tuesdays, roughly 3 gallons of water and 2 to 3 grams of sodium. Wednesday, we're drinking 1 gallon of regular water, so spring water, then 1 gallon of distilled water. So distilled water doesn't have all that minerals and other bullshit in it, so basically your body's able to flush it a lot better. On this day, very little sodium. Maybe get some Flavor God. I think it's like 40 milligrams per serving. So you might have, for a 12, 16, 20, 240 milligrams of sodium that day, max. So the first part of the day, you're gonna do a gallon of regular water. Then the second half of the day, you're gonna do a gallon of distilled. You wanna quit drinking water around 7 or 8 o'clock at night. When you start into your distilled water, or roughly 6 o'clock, I want you to start taking your water pills now. There's Aqualost, there's all kinds of shit. GNC, you can just get regular dandelion root. But if you go ahead and get the Aqualost, it's going to go and have the dandelion root in it, and it has a little couple other, let's say magnesium, a few other things that help dehydrate you. You want to take that. You're going to wake up first thing on Thursday morning. This is the actual day you're cutting weight. You're trying to sweat. So even Wednesday night, I put some layers on. I just start sweating. Sit in a shower, maybe a little hot shower, a little bit longer, I start sweating. It's now you're just trying to drop as much water out of your body as you possibly can. This is not safe or efficient. This is not something you should do to get in your wedding dress or to look good on, spring break. This is not efficient. This is not good. This is simply to cut a weight class for boxing, for wrestling, for powerlifting, whatever it is. It's the most efficient way to do it, but it's not safe at all, or not good for your body. So Thursday, after Wednesday, about 7, 8 o'clock, I quit eating. So no more food, no more water. I fill up 1 bottle of water of this. It's distilled water. Like I said, it's a lot easier for your body to process distilled water. And then that's the only time I'm taking the distilled water in, though, is when I'm swallowing pills. So again, I'm only eating pills basically on Thursday. That's not good. So I wake up in the morning and I'm going to go ahead and eat 3 or 4 water pills, and I'm going to eat roughly 300 milligrams of caffeine pill. 300 milligrams. Caffeine is a natural diuretic, helps you pee. Also neglected to mention, Thursday or Wednesday night, I'm taking in X-Lax or something that's going to help me shit. I'm trying to totally clear my system out. So I wake up early Thursday morning and I'm shitting and pissing and feeling like I'm going to die first thing Thursday morning. That's when you know the cut's underway. So I think I weighed in that morning at roughly 190, so I had about 9 pounds, 10 pounds to lose. All day, I check my weight, keep peeing. I'm taking every 2 hours, 3 hours, I'm taking in more caffeine. Know your body, know your limits on caffeine, because if you take too much caffeine, basically you're gonna have a heart attack. It's rough, you know, your heart's pounding a million miles an hour, you're depleting yourself, you feel like shit, you're sweating, lots of layers. Seeing basically what time I have to get in the sauna. Here's the deal with the sauna. If you get in the sauna too late, if you even have the sauna, where I had the sauna, if I got in the sauna too late, which is what I did, I got in the sauna about 7, 8 o'clock, about 8 o'clock. I sit in the sauna roughly, it was almost 2 hours total to drop the rest of the weight. It raised my core temperature. Obviously, when you're in sauna, you raise your core temperature. If you raise your core temperature, it's very hard to sleep. On top of that, I took in roughly 1,200 milligrams of caffeine that day, which is a fuck ton, but that's what it took for me to drop that weight. If you have a little 7 or 8 pound cut, you might not even have to get in the sauna or take the water pills or the X-Lax. You might just do it naturally. You'll just deplete the water naturally, but that's what I had to do. So let me go ahead and wrap everything up full circle. This Thursday at least. Thursday, wake up, water pills every 3 hours. You're taking water pills and roughly, depending on your body, 150 mgs to 300 mgs of caffeine throughout the day. You want to get in a sauna, the best time would probably be about 4 o'clock. You get in a sauna, you do 15 minutes on, 5 minutes off. 15 minutes on, 5 minutes off, and you're weighing yourself before you go in and after. Then you start noticing when you're in a sauna, sometimes you only sweat really good for the first 10 minutes when you start getting really depleted. So then go and do 10 minutes on, and then maybe 3 minutes off, you know, kind of regulate yourself a little bit different to keep tricking the body, and go 10 minutes on, 3 minutes off until basically you shed all the weight, except for maybe a pound. A lot of people think that because they've been floating on the water cut the night before, they've been floating 3 to 4 pounds, that they're going to float 3 to 4 pounds the last day. That is incorrect. Once you're already so depleted, when you sleep, basically you're always exhaling, so that's how you float. You know, you might go to bed at 200, you might wake up at 197, you lost 3 pounds at night. You're like, well, how did I lose 3 pounds? The reason you're always exhaling, basically your body's dehydrating itself throughout the night. You're also replenishing your muscles, so you're weighing, you know, your body's burning calories, so you're also going to weigh less in the mornings until you're able to replenish yourself throughout the day. When you're dehydrated, you're not going to lose that much weight. I'm lucky if I float 0.8 to 1.5 pounds. So that's roughly what you can bank on if you're already dehydrated. So I keep weighing myself, boom, I went ahead, I got down to 182.6. Felt pretty good about that. I thought my scale was a pound heavy. All I needed to do is make 181.8. Ended up laying down in bed all night, couldn't sleep because I said my core temperature was too high. I fucking fucked that up. I was just basically put in a bad situation where I had no other choice but to sauna that late. Went ahead, woke, finally fell asleep maybe a little bit here and there, got myself up again at 5 o'clock. I was wide awake. I looked at the scale, it was 182.2. So I turned on the shower, hot as it could, the sink as hot as it could, and I plugged the door, put as much layers on as I could, put a few garbage bags on, and I just sat there and ran up all the hot water out the hotel room and sweated as much as I possibly could. I got cinnamon gum and I'm spitting, and I walked on to, you know, then I kept sweating. I'll even get in my car, turn heat all the way up with all my layers and garbage bag on, and I'm just sweating. There's just different ways to sweat as much as you possibly can. Went ahead after that, got in the car, drove to the weigh-ins, spitting the entire time, cinnamon gum, spitting, garbage bags on, heat on full blast. Got into the weigh-ins, took everything off, got a towel, dried myself off real good, stepped on a scale, made weight 180.4, 30 fucking pounds, 12 days. It is miserable. It's hard. It's not what I recommend. If you don't put the weight back on efficiently, you're going to suffer tons of weight on the bar. Up to 10 to 15% of your total can totally be left on the bar if you don't do the cut efficiently. Did I feel like I did the cut efficiently? Kind of. I wish I would have had more time to sleep at night. I wish I would have sauned a little bit early. Like I said, you live and you learn. I knew that going into it, but I was put in a bad situation where I couldn't sauna earlier in the day with running my business and shit. But that's how you do it. That's the most efficient way to do it when you're doing these cuts. Make sure you're listening to your body, you're being smart, and you're not going to put yourself in danger. If it's your first competition, or your second or your third, and you're not going for no fucking world records or national records, don't even worry about cutting weight. It's not needed. You need to get experience in the sport before you start cutting and thinking about world records. Your numbers have to be up to par for world records. So before you decide to cut, make sure you're well seasoned. You understand how meets run. You understand your body to a T. You know what level you can take it to, how deep you can take your body and still perform at the highest level possible. So knowing yourself, knowing where you stand amongst other competitors before you decide to cut weight. This is the weight cut. I hope you guys are able to get a lot of information from it, and I hope it clears a lot of the air if you decide to do a weight cut in the future. Boom.